What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the number one comment on YouTube, and I'm back with another review. Today, I will be reviewing Love Is Blind. This is season 5, episode 2. Can you talk? Can I talk to you for real? And before I get started, for those who are new to my YouTube channel, I do detailed reviews of reality shows, giving my opinions and thoughts about what I see, what's going on, and definitely just saying what I say, because that is the model of this channel. You say what you say. Whatever you see, whatever you think, whatever you feel, say it on the screen. Just stay respectful in the comments, because I am YouTube's number one commenter, and with this channel, it's all about the comments. So I need your comments to shine through. Let me know what you think, how y'all feel. So let's go ahead and get into this segment. As I said, I'll be trying to keep up with the Love Is Blind, because it comes in chunks. So I'm staying on it. I'm up burning the midnight oil. I just got off a live doing hot topics. I'm just trying to get it done, because time is very, very limited. And, the people are speaking. They saying I need to get out there, get it done. So no excuses. I'm working. So let's start off with Milton and Lydia. They having a little beach date. And this is where I see like Milton immaturity. Where you really see like he's 24 years old. But it's a cute little theme. I like how they kind of set the tones or set the moods for the dates and the pods or whatever, and so it won't be so boring. But this is really like a depressing date. And why I would say depressing, because Lydia, she's still hurting from Izzy like breaking off the connection. They say like breaking up, but are they really together? But because it's like super early. But I'm gonna say he stopped it. And Lydia looks like she's been like crying all night. And I'm like, at this point, like what they was, I don't know, they was together, or their connection was for one day or two, and it just came off to like real pathetic. But I think Milton sees this as a chance to kind of be there for Lydia, and he seems really into her, but it's like, does she see you like that? And I don't think that she does. And I just like the fact that in that moment they were able to talk, and kind of get things out. And Milton says that like the things that she's worried about, her different attributes, and how like she's loud, or she seems too much, or she's very outspoken, that Milton admires that about Lydia. And I definitely think he won some points with that, because Lydia has just been looking, or felt like she's looking her whole life for somebody to love her as she is. And Milton is just saying like, he could be that guy. And then in Lydia speaking, Milton kind of opened up about like his life, like how he, as a child, he was born in Hawaii. They lived in Japan, and then they moved to the U.S. And how like with his life, because I guess he was so advanced at this point when he got to the States, he was already ahead of the game. So he actually had his associate's degree by the time that it was time for graduating from high school. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. Not that I've had that experience, but a lot of parents think that like moving your kids ahead so fast is a positive thing. And I don't. Why I can really speak on that? Hey, I was skipped a grade or whatever, for my intelligence and all that. And just in 1 year's time, 1 year's difference, you as a child, I know I felt out of place. I felt like everybody was older and more advanced and mature than me, because I don't think you should rush children to grow up. Like, let them go through school as they supposed to in their levels, and they'll have plenty of time to go to college, plenty of time to go to work and all that. Same thing. Just put my story in it. I had enough credits. I went to high school half a day on my 12th grade year, and I regret that, because I have a lifetime to work. School is school, and you're supposed to enjoy it as much as you can, instead of trying to be in college or going to work and all that. Let a kid be a kid. It's a very short time. Sometimes I wish I could go back, but at this point, Lydia seems that she's still open to, I guess, maybe dealing with Milton, even though there is an age difference or whatever. So let's go to the next couple. We got JP, he's 30, he's a firefighter, and Taylor, she's 25. And when they go on their date, Taylor mentioned it to JP, like, does he normally go on dates, like, because they're locked in on the pause for 4 hours? He's like, no. I'm thinking, like, what kind of date that you going on that you don't spend 4 hours? I don't know. Maybe you just, you go to dinner and just get up from there? I don't know. But, but just by looking at people talking, this must really be like the vulnerable episode. And why I say that, because Taylor just asked like a normal question, trying to get to know somebody. In a sense, she just asked JP, how was his childhood? And I don't think that's like a very deep or super personable question. And he just started breaking down. He's like, I was like, red flag. Because it's like, a lot of us have experienced maybe not the best childhoods. However, when you're 30 years old and somebody mentions childhood and you break down crying, there's some cleaning up to be done there. I know this is the vulnerable episode, but I don't think that was positive. But we learned that JP was crying because his mother was very abusive to him and his sisters. And it was just like a real thing. And he began to like maybe cover for her. That's what I was getting from it, where like, she was just one of the best for us. So she didn't want his sisters to turn out like her and all of that. And I'm thinking, like, is it really time to get married? It's probably time for some healing. From all that vulnerability and breaking down crying, Taylor tells JP that she loves him and he loves her back, and I don't like it. That's just me. It's just like, I don't know if she said it to comfort him or what. I don't know. I just don't think it was time. It was just something. So we see Lydia, and Lydia is pretty much, she's become the love coach for Aaliyah. So Aaliyah, she's into Uche, and they have a date, and Aaliyah was like super transparent with Uche. And, it's just the fact that for most people in here, you can see that they have like trust issues. And it's no different from either, especially in Uche. But she like really broke down about her like cheating, and Uche like judged her so hard, where like, she was just breaking down crying, just couldn't believe it. And I mean, he was just like super harsh on her. And as I said, I that's why I guess I knew it was something about Uche that I really didn't care about him. He just doesn't come off like a nice person. And I get it that Aaliyah's hurt, but like every time you see her, even in the dates, and she's just moping and sad, and I get tired of seeing that already. Because I mean, like, what are we talking about? Day 2? I don't know what day, but it's like it's too much. But when she speaks with Uche, you can see that, like, for real, he apologized, but he doesn't really see so much where he went wrong or whatever. He's just talking. He's a lawyer. He knows what to say. And I like that Aaliyah pretty much came out saying, like, I want to be with someone who doesn't judge me, who has who creates a safe space for me to speak my truth and all that. Even though I hate saying speak my truth, but it's right. If you're really going to be vulnerable with someone, I don't know, a lot of people can do it. You do need to be that person's safe space, because they're giving you the inner core of their self. And it was just like, yeah, I just don't. It's like, he ain't the one. He's not the one. Even though Lydia is telling Aaliyah, like, oh no, you gonna go for. He's a lawyer. He got his own business. We gonna get him. We gonna make sure we get him. But like I said, I can see that it truly it's not really gonna work out in the end. Even though that's my prediction. That's what I'm gonna say. So we see Izzy and Stacy, and they have like a game night date or whatever in the pods, and Izzy feels like he can really be himself with Stacy. And just looking at Stacy, am I the only one who thinks Stacy is older than 33 years old? I don't know. It looks tough. It looks tough. But Izzy seems to be like falling for Stacy. Like she's the one. And the key is I don't think Izzy is really listening to what Stacy is telling him. Because sometimes people get wrapped up in their own thing. Or some people aren't active listeners. And they like just listen to respond. And Stacy told Izzy, like, I'm struggling. I struggle with being vulnerable. And like in this process, this is like someone sight unseen who you're connecting with. So if you're not getting vulnerable with each other, like what are you really doing? Because you're really supposed to, I guess, initially fall in love with the person's mind, spirit, in perspective. So I don't get it. I don't really get it. But Izzy, I think he always, I can hear him speaking, oh, like you're so fun, it's so easy, It don't sound like he's willing to build and grow. He wants something fun, light, and easy, but wants to be married, sight unseen. So I don't know. It's just I believe that Stacy not being vulnerable is going to be problematic in the end or whatever. And it's just I don't know. It's just it's something's missing. That's what I'm gonna say. So let me move on to the Chris and Johnny. Now, like I said, when I say Johnny, I always think of a man. Johnny is not a man. Johnny is a lawyer, and she's a lady. And Chris is the young guy. And it reminds me, Chris and Johnny reminds me of like Milton and Lydia, like a young man wanting to be with an older, much mature woman. And, at this point, he's not even mincing words. He's confessing to Johnny that he loves her. And I'm glad she didn't say it back because I could tell she didn't mean it. And it's like a one-sided kind of relationship. Johnny may like Chris, but she definitely doesn't love her. It's like Johnny likes Izzy. And, it's more so like, I think it's more telling like the real world, like how in the dating world, you may like someone, but you don't feel like you have their attention or their heart because either they don't see you like that or somebody else has their attention. And it's just like a vice. I mean, not a vice versa. It's like it goes down the line because the same way like Chris is into Johnny, but Johnny like Izzy and Izzy might like somebody else. That's just how it goes. It's crazy like that. It's just the fact that we're getting to see it in real time. So, what I'm about to say. So, as far as going back with JP and Taylor, it looks like JP knows that Taylor is the one. And that's how I feel. Like I said it before. I think I said it in the part 1 review. It just feels like they are, let's call it equally yoked. They're two regular hometown people, and I think they can have a white picket fence with the 2.5 kids and just have a regular nice life. And they seem to be kind of locked in or whatever. But after I said like how Chris has fallen in love with, going back to Chris and Johnny, Chris fell in love with Johnny, and Johnny at this point has to let Chris down because, she's into Izzy. And Johnny's like, again, Johnny has received Chris love, but she only sees Chris as a friend. And, poor Chris, he's devastated. And I don't know how he couldn't see it. Not that because they can't see each other, but you can kind of listen to the cues. But he's young. He's like, yeah, I can see myself with you. I'm so in love. And Johnny was like, oh, that's nice. You got to pick up on stuff like that. So, the thing is, now since Johnny has to let Chris down, she's now focused on Izzy. And once she let Chris go, she let Izzy know about like her troubled past. And what that means, it is a troubled past. Of course, she's been divorced before. And not only that, she lets Izzy know that her first love or only love was a guy who was addicted to drugs. And eventually she had to let him go, and then later found out that he died from some type of drug overdose. However, she was already married to somebody who she did not love. And like when Izzy is hearing all that, he's like processing all that. And it's like a whole lot. It's like it's too much. And I'm thinking to myself, and she asked Izzy, like, is this too much? And I'm like, you think? You know, but he didn't say anything. He was silent. And you could tell Izzy was real worried about what's going on. Because I get it. He has, like so many others on the show, has abandonment issues. And I think sometimes that can be quite natural in this new world of dating and marriage, because people will leave you just like that. You're like, what'd you say? I'm out. I'm gone. So I get it. It happens. It happens every day. So just the fact that Izzy is really not feeling the news that Johnny has told him, because he's like, okay, you stuck with a guy who's addicted to drugs. Okay, he was the only love of your life. Then you married a guy as a rebound. And, you know, like, how do I fit in this? So I get it. It just sounds like real, like just a big old mess. So I don't blame Izzy for not feeling Johnny as the way he is. Not that he judged her, but it's like it was too much for him. That's not what he was looking for, because it sounds unsure. Like, is she healed from that? Is she doing the same pattern of just picking somebody just to have somebody? You know, I get it. So, you know, Izzy don't even really want to talk about it. But yeah, it's just that it's the fact that Johnny actually realizes that Izzy is really just not feeling the situation. He don't want to talk about it. He's withdrawn from her, and it's pretty much, it seems like it's a wrap. And that's the crazy thing. She threw away Chris to be with Izzy. Now Izzy don't want her when she tells the truth about herself. So that's how it goes. It's like a love triangle. Everybody chasing each other. You know, somebody don't want somebody. So pretty much that was it for the episode. It was like a quick, short episode, even though it was an hour long. Wasn't really much there. And yeah, we're gonna see what happens. It's getting very interesting. Like I said, this is one of my favorite shows. And I just want to see how just a mess, because this season, it just feels like everybody's chasing everybody. It feels like the heartbreak the episodes, like everybody's breaking everybody's heart. It doesn't seem like anyone is truly happy. So it really went off with JP about to meet Taylor for the first time, because they decided and they ready to propose. So drop down in the comments, tell me what you think. I feel like I missed something, but it's a late night, so forgive me if I did. And I'll look out for episode 1 is already out. This one is coming, then 3 will be coming right behind it. So as I tell y'all could be anywhere in this world, in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really appreciate it, and I really mean it.